Apparently, Virat Kohli has been involved in 32 run-out dismissals in his IPL career of 18 years. The fun part is that he's been dismissed on only 8 of those. The remaining 24 times, it's been his partner that's been dismissed. Today was number 32, where he basically caused Phil Salt's run out. Phil Salt hits to cover, extra cover, takes off. Virat is ball watching, fielder watching. Phil Salt is also looking there, but it's his call. He's judging where the fielder is. He's sent back. He slips, tries to scramble. Shades of Michael Atherton was, I think, run out against Australia sometime in the early 90s on 99. So this, and
Yes.
I remember he was crawling back to his crease.
Mhm.
Very a lot of shades of that. But yeah, this was one of the interesting things that happened today in the RCB versus DC match. So, welcome to yet another episode of One Pitch Catch. We'll just cover a couple of topics today. The first one being today's match. Uh, Hi, Ganesh. RCB started off with a bang, like 3 overs, 50 odd. Again,
Yeah.
it seemed like it's going to be the normal, RCB story at Chinnaswamy or any team at Chinnaswamy for that matter. Small ground, flat pitch, bam, bam, bam. But that it didn't quite work out that way. There something seemed to change. What have you seen?
Uh, going starting with the run out data of 24-8. So I think Virat Kohli is. These are IPL numbers, but overall, I think of late he's been ball watching a lot and he's causing runouts. I feel in Australia also, Jaiswal called for a run
Ah,
and Virat didn't respond, and Jaiswal was run out. In
yeah.
the New Zealand series where we lost 3-0 in, I think it was the third test in Wankhede. Towards the end of the day,
End
Virat
of the day.
Kohli went for a run and got run out. I
I
think,
think even the Jaiswal run out was also towards the end of the day's play, if I remember right. And then he got out the
um,
very next over.
yeah, I think, and then he got out, and this I clearly remember. I think it was a direct hit by Matt Henry, I think, in
Yeah.
Wankhede.
Right.
So I think that is one thing that is crept into his game, I think. But 32 over a period of 17, 18 years of IPL is not. You can't say it is crept in. It is quite a lot over the years. But off late, there has been a lot of run out dismissals of Virat or his partner when he is batting. I mean like the way commentators say Virat fixes everything, whatever inconsistencies or something, any shortcomings that come into his batting, he fixes. So let's see if he fixes it. Like you said, RCB were going at 53 for no loss after 3 overs, and eventually got only 110 in the next 17.
Mhm.
Which I mean, adding about 20-25 runs in the last 2 overs. So effectively got 80 to 90 runs over a period of 15
You
overs.
know,
The pitch also played a part. The pitch is not the regular Chinnaswamy wicket. I think wherever every year Chinnaswamy people come and score 200s and 220s and chase it down first and chase it down. But this year, I think. When everyone is thinking that everything is falling in place, the auction, the team 11, the captaincy, the
it's
coach, everything seems to be falling in place for RCB. But the Chinnaswamy pitch has I somehow gone awry, I think, because the both the games that they have lost there, they won three
yeah.
away games versus KKR, CSK, and Mumbai, where they walloped 13 IPL titles among those three teams. RCB won over them. But the Chinnaswamy jinx continues. They have never been a good home winning team, RCB. This time again, both the games were low scoring games where they scored only 169,
Yeah,
I think, against GT. GT chased it down with just 2 wickets down. Today also, though they chased it down with 4 wickets down, DC, but initially the scare was there. The moment after the
yeah,
six,
definitely.
7 overs after that, Tristan and Kale made sure that there was no scare, and there were a little bit of drizzle coming in, and then Kale started hitting. He was slow,
He just
but
ran away with it.
the DL confusion shouldn't come in, so he started hitting. And I also think of for all the benefit, all the good things that we say about Rajat Paridar, I think he got one thing. Suyash was bowling extremely well. Um, when it was 98 was required of 10 overs when Suyash bowled an over and gave away a single. So it became
Yeah.
9 overs, 97 to win. At that point, they stopped Suyash from bowling the fourth over. I think Suyash could have bowled the fourth over. Rahul was circumspect
Yes.
against Suyash. He wasn't reading his googlies properly. He was just trying to defend and play him out. So another one more, maybe even a less than 5 run over would have been much
Mm.
more trouble for the asking rate would have climbed much more trouble for DC. Um, and the other thing I saw was the over that changed the momentum for DC was the Livingston over. The
That's-
Livingston over, even in the Mumbai game, when Mumbai was going Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, everyone was going berserk. Uh, Rajat Parida did not bowl Livingston. He used only five bowlers, exactly five bowlers to win that game. I don't know why here when they have made inroads, they could. I
Yeah.
mean, if they had gotten
And he
KL's
had
wicket,
Kunal.
if they had
Kunal had bowled two
yes,
overs at that point,
yes,
and he's
if they had
done
taken
pretty well
KL's
this.
wicket, that result could have been different because though they have
Yeah.
Vipraj and Ashutosh, who's known for the big hitting towards the end, it would have been pressure and things. But
Yeah.
I don't know why Livingston was bowled today. So that is a little bit of a strategical things I feel. Not bowling Suyash for the fourth over in a row and bowling Livingston could have been
Yeah.
avoided. Um,
And I think uh, KL definitely, just from that over onwards, he was just batting at a different level altogether. If for folks that have seen the Tamil movie, just like Ambi turning into at least Remo, if not Onion, at the other end of the spectrum. So I
mm,
think he just played awesomely. Stubbs gave him great company, and they just finished the job pretty easily, even though there was rain looming. So, and it's a very pretty comprehensive win at the end of the day. From whatever I could see, I think the one thing that's interesting is Delhi's coach Hemang, who's rather new in the at least in the Indian and IPL coaching circles as a head coach. I'm sure he's probably been assistant in some of the teams, but have you been able to find out something about Hemang as coach, his credentials?
Yes, yes, Jaga. I mean, Hemang is we are not, nobody is giving much credit to Hemang, I feel. I mean, I think he's done a phenomenal job with DC this year because DC has, in all these 18 years, DC has never won the first four games of any year's IPL. This year, they won the first four games. I mean, though they are second on the table, GT
Yeah,
has also won four games, but they've lost one. But
last.
they on net run rate, GT is number one, DC is two. But a lot of credit I think has to be given to Hemang because Hemang has been, I mean, though he's not come to the IPL level, this is his first year at IPL level as a head coach. He's done phenomenally well with the Chepak Super Gillies, who's been multiple time champions in the TNPL. And also, he is one of the coaching staff in the Jaffna Kings in the Lanka Premier League. So,
Okay.
who have also won the competition four times. So I think there is some more than uh, good coaching credentials for Hemang Badani.
Right.
Generally, we always look at the foreign coaches, India captain. Foreign coaches, India captain is the combination that team
Right.
owners love generally.
Right.
But
Yeah.
this time they went with the Indian coach, Indian captain combination, and it seems to have worked very well. At least with the going by the first four games and the way they have won those four games. I mean, except of course the LSG game, which both of them were fighting to lose, but after that they won well. KL coming into that 3-4 slot has also bolstered the batting lineup, obviously, but their bowling is very strong. And
Yeah.
I think Hemang needs to be given a lot of credit. I think
That's
he's
good.
going under the radar kind of.
And with that allows us to nicely go into the next segment. Hemang is a TN boy, so we obviously then switch to the news that Ruturaj Gaikwad is ruled out of the IPL, so CSK will have a new captain. Apparently, it's an uncapped player called MS Dhoni, so which is interesting. I mean, you could say it's the return of the king, the Thalai. Will it be a master move versus nothing is really going to change? They would really have to do a lot to catch up, I guess, over the next. I think they have played 5 games, so around 9 games. They really have a lot of work to do. I don't know what parts are going to fit in place. who replaces Ruturaj from a number three position. I think Deepak Huda may come back into the team. He can give them some hitting, but he's not going to be, he's just going to be a misfit at number three. I think they tried him out at number three in one or two games. He's better off being at five or six. Then who plays at number three? Do they move people around? It's going to be interesting. But one thing is for sure, CSK fans will obviously forgive anything that goes wrong with the team because Thala is in charge. So good on you all for that. What are your thoughts, Ganesh, on
Yes,
the return of Thala?
he's Thala because he's uncapped. Only the head is there. So I mean, yeah, interesting point, Jaga. That I think is the only uh, first uncapped player.
Yeah, maybe.
Is he the first uncapped captain in the history of IPL? I'm not sure, but I think yes, that's a their their fortunes might get revived with Dhoni at the helm because in the first two, 4 games or 5 games, they won one and lost four. But even then, I did not see Dhoni contributing as a senior or an ex-captain because probably it was a very conscious decision he was making and leaving all the decision to Ruturaj, which eventually didn't work out well. Looking at the points table, this time this could. Be a very good thing. I mean, especially for Ashwin and spinners, the captain
Yeah,
Dhoni. You know how
right.
Kuldeep and Chahal became great
Correct.
spinners with Dhoni behind the stump, so that could help. So Dhoni, and like you said, and now even if they continue to lose and no revival happens, fans won't complain because Dhoni is the
Yeah,
captain. So that is there.
correct.
But I think this is a good opportunity for CSK to revive their fortunes. But the flip side of this is what is the succession plan for Dhoni? If
Hmm.
Ruturaj was a succession plan and Ruturaj's plan did not work out well, last year it managed well because Dhoni was still handling a lot of things.
Yeah,
The moment Dhoni is not handling anything, things are not going right for CSK. So they have to come up with a succession plan. Now, Ruturaj is a long-term player. I mean, the next 7, 8 years he could be playing for CSK, and but even Ruturaj's captaincy has a lot of question marks. So they have to find, and even now, when they did not expect Ruturaj to be out of the IPL entire. Now that
correct. Yeah.
now that he is out, there is no other person to take over. Only Dhoni has to take over. I'm sure
Yeah.
Dhoni, given a choice, Dhoni doesn't want to lead.
Hmm.
But right now there is no option, so he is leading. So I think the CSK management would do well to groom the successor for Ruturaj also. I mean, Ruturaj, if they continue with Ruturaj in the long run, definitely a successor for Dhoni is required. I feel that is something that would have come to their mind, especially given the situation that they are in now in the points table and also losing Ruturaj Gaikwad, the batsman.
Yeah. And it seems like at least based on their current squad, there are no obvious choices. I don't even think they nominated a vice captain. I guess you could probably say they have choices like Ashwin is there, Jadeja tried to do it, so he's unlikely. You probably have somebody like a Devon Conway that's been around for a while. One out of the box thought maybe like Rachin Ravindra, because I don't know, at some point of time, I'm sure he'll come into the captaincy setup for New Zealand as well, just becoming a permanent fixture over a period of time. So I think this was a great season where they could have actually got Rutraj to be assisted by somebody else that was being groomed as a captain, where that person steps in instead of going back to Dhoni. So I agree. I think it seems like an opportunity missed. It may not have been a bad idea to probably bring in Ashwin as a captain as well, and let Dhoni support Ashwin. I mean, Dhoni is great reading spin and giving guidance, like you said. He doesn't need to be the named captain for him to influence the team, right? So, whereas it was an opportunity to bring in somebody else, Ashwin would have been not probably not been the best choice, just given that he's probably only got like a couple of seasons ahead, maybe some a younger person would have been a good choice, but I think Dhoni was still a weird move. But end of the day, I think even from a fan sentiment perspective, this will keep the fans at bay. Even if they lose their remaining 9 games and Dhoni comes in and scores 27 of 11 balls each time, they'll be happy.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. But I don't think they have another person who can take over. Rachin is an outside choice. Yes, Rachin, like you said, that's a very good point that you brought up. Rachin is going to come into the captaincy setup even in New Zealand, and eventually I feel. So Rachin could be an option, but it could be too early for
Yeah.
CSK to give the reins to Rachin at this point of time. He himself has not established himself in the CSK setup, though they use the RTM and things like that to get him back. But yeah, Ashwin is old, relatively old to take up captaincy now. So I mean, when Dhoni is there, when there are no options, it becomes a very easy choice to give it to Dhoni. But CSK
Yeah.
succession plans needs heavy working on, I feel.
Hmm. Cool. We'll see how that works out because they're going to find out tomorrow itself
Not too
in
far
terms of
away.
how
Hmm.
impact to Dhoni works for them. This is CSK against KKR, and
Chepak.
it's at home. So let's see how things pan out. Again, with that, we'll close it out and see you again next time.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
all. Bye.